Understanding the negative vibration which is attached to gossiping. When we gossip or when we reflect against someone's doings, we are essentially connecting to the action or the reaction which has been affected by that person's doings. So when we are connecting to someone's negative experience, we are essentially attaching to that experience, and we are we are incoherently joining to that expression of experience. So even if we're making fun, or if we're even telling a story of someone, especially when we name drop, when we speak on behalf of someone's identity or say their name, ultimately what we're doing is we're bringing that person back into this, or that experience back into this present moment by talking about them. Now, when we do, for those who aren't very sensitive, we might not think anything of this, but what is actually happening is we're bringing that experience, that truth back into the moment, which is detrimental for ultimate happiness and ultimate forgiveness and ultimate presence, because we're first of all thinking of the past. We're bringing our attention back into the past. And second of all, we're resonating with that experience. And a lot of the time when we're gossiping, it's not a good experience, because gossip is a different form of storytelling than productive teachings. Gossip isn't a way to teach. It's actually a way to put yourself forward in the aspect of perceiving that you have done something that somebody has done, potentially something that you wouldn't have wanted to do, or someone's done something which you know better. So when we're gossiping, we're essentially putting ourselves in front of someone, and this has a very negative karma, especially when we name drop. When we name drop, or when we tell someone's name in the name of vain, we're essentially expressing their entity as within the words or within frequency as a form of truth within this moment, because we're truthfully speaking about them. Even if and that's where we go wrong, is that if it's a negative experience, we're bringing their light in the name of this present moment, which is truthful, and we're bringing their negative experience into this present moment, which is negative for our own being, because we have the power to be loving within this present moment and truthful. Now, there are positive ways to do this, because sometimes in the real day life, we need to bring people's names to attention to help other people learn. So we don't need to name drop. We can have the self-confidence to say, I would respectfully enclose this person's identity. I will tell you to be careful, to watch out, but I don't want to name drop. It's got a negative aura attached to reflecting. Someone can learn of someone's experiences, but as soon as we drop their name, we attach their identity to that experience, which ultimately creates negative karma back to ourselves, because it's not necessary. We don't need to give away information. We may know the truth. We don't need to share that negative truth with other people. Something happens. We might not think it does, but energetically speaking, when we attach someone's identity to a learning experience, it rather much lessens or weakens the learning experience, and rather just comes into a judgmental factor. So name dropping is extremely detrimental to learning experiences, because when we hold the name, we kind of create the sense of imagination. When we tell the name, we destroy the imagination, and we more so rather factor in judgment. So yeah, and there's positive ways of just teaching without name dropping. Name dropping is not necessary. It's more holding back information which we don't need to share in order for people to ultimately learn something.